Welcome to Empowered by Self-Love, the podcast. I am your host, Jessica Fuentes, and this is the Reinvention Series, a space where self-love, confidence, and leadership come together through real conversations and honest reflection. In here, we explore what truly means to reinvent yourself, not by becoming someone else, but by reconnecting with who you are, honoring your journey, and leading your life with intention. This podcast is brought to you by Empowered-SelfLove LLC, where self-love becomes confident leadership. Before we dive in, I want to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing this space, this conversation, and this time for yourself. Whether it is your first time listening or if you've been part of this community since season 1, you are welcome here. This podcast exists as a reminder that growth is personal, leadership is human, and self-love is not optional. It's foundational. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and let's begin. Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Empowered by Self-Love, the podcast. I am your host, Jessica Fuentes, and today I want to begin the episode with a simple question. If your life were a house, what would be hiding inside your drawer? Maybe you have never thought about it in that way before, but I believe every one of us has a drawer, and that is a place where we hide the dreams we postponed, the talents we never fully developed, the ideas we never shared, and the opportunities we never pursued. And it's not because we were not capable, but it was because somewhere along the way, someone else's fears became louder than our voice. Maybe someone told you to play it safe. Or maybe someone convinced you that your dream wasn't realistic. Maybe you started believing you weren't smart enough, talented enough, experienced enough, or worthy enough. And little by little, you placed pieces of yourself inside that drawer because it was safe. That was the safest place to be, where no one criticizes you, where no one rejects you, where no one tells you you're dreaming too big. But here's the problem. Nothing grows inside a closed drawer, and neither do you. So today's episode is about opening that drawer once and for all. Because the life that you have been praying for, the person that you have been hoping to become, may be waiting just outside of that drawer. For many years, I lived inside my own drawer. Because I also had my drawer. From the outside, everything looked fine. I had a career. I was growing professionally. People probably assumed I was confident. But inside, there was another version of me that wanted to come out. A version that loved singing. A version that dreamed about performing. A version that wanted to inspire people. I auditioned for bands. I recorded a demo. I auditioned for TV. And I stood in front of audiences. And yet, every opportunity was filtered through one question. What will people think? I wasn't only afraid of failing. I was afraid of being judged. Afraid of not being enough. Afraid of disappointing people. And when I look back, I don't regret that I didn't become a professional singer. Because dreams evolve, purposes evolve, and life evolves. What I do regret is allowing fear and other people's limitations to make decisions for me, decisions that belonged to me. I spent years inside that drawer, and maybe that's where you are today. Maybe your drawer is in music, maybe it's writing, or starting a new business, or going back to school, speaking up in meetings, applying for a promotion, leading your first team, changing careers, or simply believing you're capable of more. Whatever it is, the drawer always whispers the same thing. Stay here. It is safer here. Don't take the risk. But here's what life taught me. Stepping outside of that drawer didn't lead me to the stage as a singer, but it led me somewhere even more meaningful. Today, I still use my voice, just differently. Today, I help people build confidence. I write articles about confidence and multiple other subjects. I host this podcast. I coach professionals who want to grow into stronger leaders. My dream simply changed, but my purpose never did. And I always wondered how much sooner would I have discovered this purpose if I had stepped out that drawer earlier. The truth is, you weren't born inside that drawer. You learned to build it. As children, you absorb messages from the people around you. Play it safe. Don't embarrass yourself. People like us don't do things like that. Dreams don't pay the bills. And all of those voices that stayed with us as we grew up. But most of those messages were spoken with love. Parents want to protect their children, and teachers want to prepare them. The family wants to keep them safe, but protection and limitation are not always the same thing. And over time, those messages become beliefs. And those beliefs become habits. And those habits become decisions. And eventually, those decisions become the walls of the drawer that you have been living in for years. The question is, who built your drawer? And perhaps more importantly, is it time to step outside of it? Look, history has never been changed by people who waited for other people's approval. In fact, it has always been changed by people who challenged the limitations everyone else accepted as reality. Like, for example, think about Oprah Winfrey. Earlier in her career, she was told that she wasn't fit for TV. Imagine if she had accepted someone else's opinion as the truth. Millions of lives would have never been impacted by her message. Now, think about Walt Disney. He was once told that he lacked imagination. Can you believe that? Like, think about it for a second. Because today his imagination has inspired generations around the world. Every one of these stories reminds us that progress often begins the moment someone is willing to challenge or even disappoint other people's expectations. Because if they had chosen approval over purpose, the world would have never experienced the gifts they had to offer. And since we're in the middle of the World Cup season, like it ended yesterday, I want to share two stories that have inspired me. One of them is Lamine Yamal. He's one of the brightest young football players in the world today. And people only see trophies, the talent, and the confidence that he has. But they don't always see where his journey began. His mother became a mother at just 16 years old. Imagine that. And she had to work at McDonald's to help provide for him. And his father worked difficult jobs to support the family. His circumstances could have become his excuse, but instead they became part of his story. He continued to develop his talent, and the FC Barcelona recognized his potential and opened the door for him. And guess what happened? Other people started to believe in him. But those opportunities didn't appear because he stayed home wondering whether he was good enough. They appeared because he kept moving forward. When you believe in yourself enough to take action, you create the opportunities for others to believe in you as well. Cristiano Ronaldo's story is also super powerful. When he was only 12 years old, he left his home in Madeira and he moved to Lisbon and pursued what many believe was an impossible dream. I mean, imagine leaving your family at 12 years old. Imagine the uncertainty and the loneliness and all the sacrifices for a young boy. But years later, after his father passed away, Cristiano watched an interview in which his father spoke with pride about him. And that was the first time he ever heard those words. His father had always been proud of him. He just never had the opportunity to say it directly to him. Needless to say, Cristiano broke down in tears during that interview. But that moment reminds us that even the strongest people carry invisible pain. But he didn't allow that pain to stop him. He continued training. He continued sacrificing. He continued believing. Because believing in yourself is where the journey really begins. But belief alone is not enough. You must put in the work, the discipline, the repetition, the sacrifices no one sees. That's where growth happens. That's where the confidence is built. And that is where extraordinary lives are created. Now, I want to share with you 5 ways to step outside of that drawer. Number 1, question every limiting belief. Whenever fear tells you you can't, stop and ask, who taught me this? Is this really true? Or have I simply repeated it so many times that it feels true? Not every belief you have inherited deserves to stay. Number 2, stop waiting for everyone to agree. You will never make everyone happy. Someone will criticize you for changing, and someone else will criticize you for staying the same. If your decisions depend on everyone's approval, you'll spend the rest of your life waiting. The people who make history aren't the people who receive universal approval. They are the people who move forward despite criticism. So don't wait until everyone believes in you. Start believing in yourself first. Number 3, let curiosity become stronger than fear. One of the biggest lessons I learned from singing was this. Whenever I focused on what people thought about me, I held back. But whenever I focused on simply enjoying myself while singing, instead of worrying about being judged or criticized, everything changed. My body relaxed and my voice became stronger. And I was able to connect better with the music instead of with my fears. So the same is true in life. Instead of asking, what if I fail? Ask yourself, what might I discover if I try? Curiosity opens doors, but fear keeps you inside the drawer. Number 4, define success on your own terms. Who decided what success should look like? Maybe success for you isn't becoming famous. Maybe it's becoming fulfilled. Maybe it's spending more time with your family. Or maybe it's writing that book that you have been procrastinating. Or launching a business, leading a conference, leading a team, leading yourself with confidence, or helping other people. So stop measuring your life against someone else's definition of success. Build a life that reflects your values, not their expectations. Number 5, believe in yourself enough to take the first step. You don't need to see the entire staircase before taking the first step, because something incredible happens when you move. You meet mentors. You discover opportunities. You build relationships. Doors begin to open, not because life suddenly became easier, but because you're no longer hiding. You build confidence when you take action. It doesn't happen before. So let me leave you with one final thought. Imagine your life is a book. Every year is another chapter. So who is writing that book for you? Is it you? Or have you handed the pen to everyone else? To your parents, to society, to your fears, to the people who never had the courage to pursue their own dreams? You know, one day you will reach the final chapter. And when you do, you won't remember every criticism. You won't remember every opinion, but I am sure that you will remember the dreams you never pursued, the conversations you never had, the opportunities you never took, the life you never allowed yourself to live. So don't let someone else's fears become your limitations. Don't spend your life inside a drawer that was built by other people's expectations. Open it. Step outside. Challenge the belief. Take the risk. Do the work. Keep learning. Keep growing. Because the world does not need another person hiding their gifts. It needs the person you become when you finally decide to share them. As we close today's episode, I want to thank you, truly, for being here and for sharing this space with me. If something you heard today resonated with you, allow yourself to sit with it. Reflection is where clarity begins and where reinvention quietly takes shape. Remember, growth doesn't require perfection. It requires honesty, self-awareness, and the willingness to keep showing up for yourself. If you'd like to continue the conversation, you can follow me on social media or visit my website. You will find all the links in the episode's notes. Thank you for choosing this moment, and thank you for choosing yourself. Until next time, lead with intention, move forward with compassion, and trust the journey that you are on.